You guys are extremely thoroughly confused about which area you should be pursuing in your research. So I just thought you can see my gray hair and understand that I'm pretty old. Okay. So I have a lot of experience, so I can actually share with you. Okay, so Sharad, you want to sit or you want to leave? You can leave. Okay. So instead of see, there are different areas in economics, but before I get into that, I would like to know specifically from each of you what is the area you are actually interested in. I must know about your background. Okay. For example, if I talk about myself, I did my PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University, okay, from JNU Delhi. So I did my MPhil in a program that is called Self-Employment Program for Urban Poor. Okay, so I knew that it is urban poverty I will be interested in. Fine. So, but you guys haven't done MPhil. But if you have done anything, any project or anything during your post-graduation days, that will actually help you, that will bring some clarity in your thought about the area of research, right? But if you have not done even that, then also there is absolutely no problem. Okay, now you are doing your one paper which is entirely on Indian economy, right? You are teaching Indian economy?
Yes.
And what are the different topics you are actually studying, starting from agriculture? You are doing population studies? Economic reforms? Okay, let me just see the numbers. Agrarian economy, industrial economy, infrastructure and competition, India's economic reforms, foreign trade, India's public finance. Apart from these, there are also many other areas where you can do your research. So, if you are taught Indian economic problems, that doesn't mean that you should pick up only topics relating to population or poverty and things like that. Okay. She says she's not interested. Okay. I am a developmental economist, so I take more interest in the contemporary developmental topics. So broadly, I can say that the different areas where you can do your research, agricultural economics, okay, and if you pick up agricultural economics, then the related topics will be your land reforms, and now with this farmers' agitation, okay, so that will be a hot topic, about the agricultural reforms. It's not about land reforms, it is about the agricultural reforms, and that can really be a very interesting topic, okay. It's not about how the farmers, they were doing the agitation and sitting and doing things. It's not about that. Why there was a need for agricultural reform, okay. So that will be very interesting. And since most of you, I'm sure you belong to UP, okay, and this is the heart of agriculture, isn't it? So for most of the agricultural products, either from UP or Punjab or Haryana, so this is what I have heard. I am from Odisha, so which is very bad in so far agricultural products and is concerned. So for you, if you can relate to this kind of things like agricultural reform, I'm not talking about land reform, or you can talk about food security, okay. So just the other day I was reading a newspaper article which said that 195 million people are still malnourished in India, okay. So what is the role of food security? I mean, you can actually do a historical study, okay, historical analysis. After all these reforms which have been happening, why still so many people are malnourished? So there are two ways of doing research. One is either your entire study will be based on secondary data, okay, and if you go for secondary data, then that will be rather more difficult in the sense that we don't have access to most of the data. There is no transparency, okay. All our libraries you have to, and don't ever think that with this internet and all these things are easy. No, it is even more difficult. Because you have to find the authenticity of the data, whatever you are using, you have to really find out. Okay, so secondary data-based studies will be more intense and more difficult. Okay, you have to do going around and review of literature. For any kind of research that you are going to do, the most important thing is, apart from selecting a topic, for example, I picked up food security, okay. The first thing that you must do is do a lot of reading. I mean, when I say lot of reading, actually lot of reading, okay. Take 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, doesn't matter. You should know the in and out of the issue. Okay, so once you have a grip of the topic, once you have the grip of the issue, then only you can think what else is to be done. Okay, you don't do the same things again and again. Okay, India is a poor country and so many people are below poverty line and government has been trying its best. This is the program, that is the program. No. So many studies have already been done. Okay, you go through that and find where is the lacuna, where is the gap in the research. Okay, that gap you must try to fill. Okay, not the traditional things. Everyone is doing, okay, take 2 villages and try to find out what is the, how Manrega has helped people to come out of this poverty line kind of things. So, this kind of things people have done many times. Okay, you will get a lot of literature on this. So, once you go through the literature, then that will give you some idea what is not being done. This is the reason when I said that you need to do a lot of studies. You pick up a topic and just try to find out literature, as much literature as possible. And when I say you go through the literature, it is not that you are taking up literature and reading like a novel. No, you don't do that. Okay, go through the lines, in between the lines, make notes. Okay, read an article, just underline, take a pencil, underline the things. Write down the important points. Okay, then you know, okay, this is, and what is the gist, what is the conclusion, what is the methodology they have adopted. Methodology is very, very important. Okay, so you have a research methodology paper, so just be very careful about how you are doing that paper. Okay, so just read between the lines and make notes, and then that will be your strength. Okay, you know this much about this area, and after that you can actually take it forward. Okay, so like you want to do a work on poverty, fine. Poverty's definition has changed entirely. It is no more like whether you are getting food to eat or not. Okay, apart from the physical poverty that people suffer, like not having food, not having shelter and kind of things, there is something called mental poverty.
Yes.
Okay, which is extremely important. You will find many educated people suffering from mental poverty. You will find many rich people suffering from mental poverty. What is this mental poverty? That is when you are educated, still you are not able to think. Okay? So, looking at the things, yes?
Stress, depression.
No, it's not stress, depression.
Mental
It is like how you are looking at an issue. Okay? For example, forget about economics. Let me say that. Okay, there is some harassment of women kind of things, or dowry kind of cases which has been lodged. So what is the first thing that people think? And if a woman is thrown out of the house for some reason, what is the first thing that people try to do? Okay, there must be some problem with this woman. This is mental poverty. This is mental poverty. Okay, without knowing the fact, you judge. Okay, you have certain code of conduct for this man, how the man should behave, how the man should not behave, how a woman should behave. Okay, and if someone does something beyond that, you are not ready to accept it. That is mental poverty. Okay, so respecting the choice of the people, that is what education will teach you. Okay, so why am I talking about the mental poverty? Because physical poverty is easy to cure, mental poverty is not. It's extremely difficult to change the thinking of the people. I am poor because I feel poor. There are many people who think they are poor because they think they are poor. It's not that they are poor. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, when you are doing your research on poverty, okay, it's not only about whether the person is getting food, enough food and clothing and shelter kind of things, the kind of education people are getting. And And I emphasize on education because there is a big difference between an educated person and a degree holder. Okay, so why a person with a PhD degree is not able to think? Because there is a problem with the education system. Okay, so human index, okay, development index, what we call human development index. So this is a very important part of the human development index. Okay, are you getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, so don't ever think that oh मैम ने बोला कि poverty के ऊपर हमको research करना है. So again I will have to go to the people and ask them how much money you are earning per month. Okay, how many people are working and how much food you are eating. What is the basket that says okay this much calorie of food you should be consuming. Whether they are doing okay they are not poor. Whether they are doing they are poor. It's not like that. Okay. Poverty is very, very vast. Its definition is very different, and over the period of time, it has actually changed a lot. Okay, so the important thing that I want to emphasize here is when you are doing your research, have a grip over the subject. Okay, and I tell you, at the end of your thesis, when you look at your thesis and at the end of your work, when you just look at your thesis, you feel so accomplished. Oh, this is what I have done. Okay, then you become an expert in that area. Okay, so when I did my research, as I said, I was more interested in urban poverty. So my work was on economic condition of slum dwellers, a comparison of New Delhi and Bhubaneswar. So the first question I faced was, how can you compare New Delhi, which is a metropolitan city, with a small place like Bhubaneswar? And when I did my PhD, that was some how many years? 20 years, 21 years ago. Okay. So at that time, Bhubaneswar was not really very developed. Okay. So I had a supervisor. I worked with the person who was from Oxford. My supervisor was from Oxford. So we sat down actually to find out what exactly we are going to do. Fine. How do we compare people from Bhubaneswar, people who are living in the slums in Bhubaneswar, and with New Delhi? Okay. Then it occurred to us that okay, we should be talking about urban planning. Okay, about the structure of the city, how the city developed. Okay, because as you know, when slums develop, it is normally what happens, people who are workers, who come to construct the city, they settle down. Okay, near the, normally in the outskirts or near the railway station. Okay, so these are the places where you actually find the slums, isn't it? So we decided to focus on the development of the cities, on the urban planning, okay, from a historical point of view. So that allowed me to do a very deep study on the development of cities in different parts of India, starting from Banaras, Allahabad, then Chandigarh, which is a planned city, and how the religious places they got converted into cities later because people wanted to settle down, how the people they wanted to settle down near the banks of the rivers which were more fertile. Okay, so these are the things I got to know. Though my work was on the urban slums, but I got to know a lot of things about urban planning of the cities. Okay, so when you are, it's a research, it is not a paper, it is not an article. Okay, so start from your review of literature. Your review of literature should be very strong. That should give an idea that okay, this researcher knows what he is going to do. Okay, so that is the most important thing. So you begin with your review of literature. I don't know what is your area of interest because you are from different places with a different interest. Okay, if I just pick you up, what is your area of interest? You are from which place?
Lucknow.
You are from Lucknow. So what are the papers you have studied in your MA?
Microeconomics, macroeconomics, econometrics, mathematical economics, international economics, public finance, Indian economics.
Okay. So apart from that, have you done any any kind of study anywhere, I mean, any project work or something? Have you ever done anything? Have you done?
Then my internet external via SQL.
Okay. So, right now, if I ask you, what is that issue which actually bothers you about India?
And first of all, unemployment.
Good. Okay.
Um,
This gives me an idea. Unemployment. Okay. So the structure of unemployment, the reasons of when you want to do some work on unemployment, it is not about what are the causes of unemployment, how many types of unemployment are there, seasonal unemployment, frictional unemployment. Yes, you want to ask something?
I want to know that my area of research should be on job-based growth.
Pardon?
Job-based growth.
And-
Job-based growth of Indian economy.
Jobless growth in Indian economy. Jobless growth.
Jobless growth in Indian economy. Okay, okay, fine.
connected to unemployment.
So, why do you use the word jobless rather than?
As per the data, survey is that our GDP is growing, but the rate of unemployment is not growing equally as per the rate of GDP is growing.
Okay, is it?
Like GDP is growing at 8%, but the unemployment rate is growing at 2% only. Then we should figure out what are the causes. And I think like the growth rate to such a benefit that has been given to certain area of people.
Okay, it's just, I think it's quite obvious that it's quite intriguing, isn't it? Because the GDP is growing and unemployment is increasing at the same time, because GDP is supposed to increase our production and production should give more employment and more so that should be the idea. So why they are going in two different directions? You want to do a study on that, okay? This will be a macroeconomic study, okay? So, as I said that for macroeconomic studies, you don't really do, this field study kind of thing, okay? It will be mostly your secondary data based, fine? But I think this idea is quite good, but instead of simply looking at joblessness and the growth of GDP, you have to look at from a over a period of time. It should be a time period analysis, okay? And what else you can do in this area? You can look at it in a global context. Fine. So whether this particular issue is India specific or it is happening in a larger scale. Okay. So that you can look at. But as I said, just find out in your initial study what is the job situation. You cannot just compare the case of India with United States or France or Germany. So you can just pick up some country in South Africa or South Asian countries. You just take a few more countries from South India, South Asian, few South Asian countries and try to see the situation there. And you can just do a study at the macro level. I think that will be very interesting. Yes, it will be quite tough because as I said, macroeconomic studies are not really easy to handle. But yes, you can do that. You just have to find an expert who has done some work in this area. Okay? So, that's quite a good topic, no problem. And if you want to do an India-specific study, then you can actually relate it to the COVID situation. Okay? The policy changes which are required for at this moment. This situation is not really a very usual situation, isn't it? The COVID situation is not really very. I remember when when so many people were migrating from, or not migrating, they were moving from the urban places to the rural areas during this COVID period. Okay, that it was heart-wrenching. Actually, the situation was very bad. So, a lot of discussions were going on among the economists. Whatever the government doing, whether that is the right thing to do or not. That means government is, people were demanding, economists were demanding, okay, government should transfer more money to the people, okay, and whether government should promote the supply side or the demand side economy, okay. So, lot of discussion were going on at that time. So, if you can make a study on this, okay. So about migration and related to the economic policies of the government, monetary policies of the government, the fiscal policies of the government during this period, that will also be a very interesting study, I'm sure. Okay, you just have to listen. In a classroom, in a matter of 5 minutes, you can't just visualize what your work is going to be. Sometimes it so happens that you start with something and you will end up with something else.
No.
Yeah, so that happens many a times. So, and why that happens, that is because you read so many things that your interest diverts.
Yes, yes.
Okay, it happens many a times.
This will waste time, ma'am.
No, what is, you don't really waste your time when you are reading something. Knowledge is never wastage of time, you are gaining knowledge. Okay, and for PhD, okay, I forgot, for PhD you need lots and lots of patience. Okay, 2-4 बार सुसाइड करने को मन करता है मुझे तो मन कर रहा था एटलीस्ट कि अब नहीं बस खत्म.
हर्षिता पूछ लो मैम से क्या पूछना है, क्या टॉपिक आपने कोरिलेट किया था रिसर्च के लिए?
Ma'am, actually, I was thinking that COVID related only topic, but I don't think that I can do.
Don't look so scared, so unsure. Don't look like that.
Ma'am, actually, I like to travel and visit places. So I was thinking that how COVID has given an impact on tourism. Like when I discussed it with my mother. So she was saying that why do you want to go out? You can take the Kanpur region only because I live here only. So she was saying that, but sir was saying that it is not relevant, very much relevant because it will not leave any impact after 20 years. So I am confused with this topic that because it has affected the tourism industry also.
Definitely.
COVID, every industry has.
I'm sure Sharad must have said this in thinking something else, which he has not revealed to you.
So I am confused now.
Because-
2-3 questions also I have apart from this. Should I take a topic related to my supervisor only, or should I take
Definitely not.
whatever I want to do?
In a research, two people are involved. One is the supervisor and the student,
Okay.
researcher. And in this equation, the dominant factor is the student.
Because
Not the supervisor.
my mother has done on unemployment, and I read about it. I have seen everything, and I'm not at all interested. Everyone is saying take a topic only. She has also.
First of all, I don't understand why should you, do something that your mother is doing.
I don't want to go on that topic.
No, why should anyone ask you to do that?
To make things easy.
My mother liked to cook fish, I like to cook chicken. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
It's not that if she likes this thing, so I have to like it. Okay, maybe, but the good thing is you have an educated mother who is giving you some ideas.
Yeah.
So that you should appreciate.
Yeah.
But her role finishes there itself.
But ma'am, is this a good topic?
Of course, why not?
Okay.
Why not? But the thing is, I would ask you how much you have studied about tourism.
I started 2-3 articles. I started studying.
Yes, that is minuscule,
Yeah.
very, very little. So you read more and more.
Okay.
And try to relate the things.
Okay.
Okay, tourism is a very, very interesting topic. And if you need to travel, you travel. Nothing should restrict you. Okay, you cannot just put limitations, you cannot just confine your study to a particular area, because the more you travel, because you are choosing a topic which is more to do with traveling. Okay, so if you don't travel, then you will not understand what are the problems. Okay, so if you are opting for tourism, and I'm very sure that it will be quite relevant in future.
Okay.
Okay, so it all depends on what you are doing, rather than not. Right now you may not be in a position to understand what exactly you want to do, but yes, at the very beginning you can simply read things how unemployment and tourism can be related. Okay, and when I say unemployment, tourism, how you are going to relate them, because many people, they have changed their job. Profession, people have changed their profession because of this COVID. Okay, and people who are not getting job, they might shift to tourism to find other occupations and to keep themselves temporarily engaged, or maybe, and if you like, you might make it a permanent thing. So there is a shift in the occupation pattern because of this COVID situation. You can relate your tourism to that. Okay, who are the people? Because you have many tourist guides, wherever you go, you find many tourist guides. Just look at their background. What these people were doing when someone is taking a degree in engineering or in MBA, what exactly is there in his mind, and why he is doing this rather than. So it can be actually a very interesting thing. You can show the change in the pattern of occupation, okay, because of this COVID situation. And you go to different places, talk to different people, and you can actually do a good. Is it mine? Oh, I'm so sorry. So you have to choose a few places, and for this I think you need to collect a lot of primary data.
Yeah,
Okay.
because now one more question I have that because of plagiarism, I don't think that going for secondary data is a very good option. It will waste, I'm sorry, but it will waste time also creating everything, and primary data is a better option. But I think that it doesn't it gets rejected.
Who is giving you this weird ideas? I don't understand. Who is giving you this kind of ideas?
So now going for primary data is a good option.
Even if you go for primary data, many of the other topics, other chapters in your thesis, they will be based on secondary data, So you can't avoid secondary data because see, when you are collecting your data, so your data analysis will be 2 or 3 chapters maximum. What about the other chapters?
Okay.
You see, when you are saying that previously those who were studying tourism, only they came for this kind of job. Okay, how do you prove this? You can't just write because you know English, so you can't just write that previously people were doing this, now people were doing that. Every sentence that you are doing, that you are writing, they have to be substantiated by evidence. Some literature should be there to support your whatever we are trying to say. Isn't it? So you cannot avoid secondary data, and plagiarism is something very, very different. Plagiarism is when you are copying the things and you are stealing the ideas of the people. Okay, but if you are writing a theory, just I used Chayanov's theory to prove poverty and unemployment in the rural sector. So how different it has become. So if I want to write about Chayanov's theory, I have to quote his theory. That is not plagiarism. Okay, you talk about Newton's law of motion, and that is Newton's law of motion. You can't create your own. Oh, no, I cannot touch Newton because it's plagiarism. I cannot take his law. You can't do that, right?
मैम,
Yes.
इस वाले की सबसे मेरी कहेंगे, मैम हम फैकल्टी में मैं और श्रुति जी हम दोनों फैकल्टी यहाँ की यूनिवर्सिटी में हैं, मतलब खवार में मैम तो कोई बात नहीं।
Good to know.
मैम लाइब्रेरी से कुछ उन्होंने लिंक वगैरह दी है, पासवर्ड दी है, बट सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम जैसे रिव्यू ऑफ लिटरेचर निश्चित हम लोग को ये खत्म होगा अप्रैल में, तो जून जुलाई तक हम लोग को सिलेबस वगैरह टॉपिक वगैरह तय करना होगा। तो मैं तो समझ नहीं आता, छुट्टी मिल गई है, तो हम चाह रहे थे कि सर से भी कहा कि हम लोग को कुछ चीजें पता चल जाए कि हम पूरे लिटरेचर कलेक्शन हम कैसे कर पाएंगे।
Yes, ma'am. Literature review
समस्या होती है, हार्ड कॉपी में ले सकती, सॉफ्ट कॉपी में है लिंक है, तो कैसे कहाँ मिल सकती है हम लोग सब टॉपिक कुछ लिंक पे कैसे कहाँ से इसका कुछ। हाँ, हमारे पास जो लाइब्रेरी असिस्टेंट है लोगों को कुछ मिल नहीं पाया अपने तो उसका जर्नल्स कहाँ मिलेंगे। जैसे मैं डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट में हमारा रहेगा और फूड सिक्योरिटी को लेकर कुछ दिमाग में चल रहा है, उसमें इंटेलिजेंस की भूमिका रही, चाहे वो फूड सिक्योरिटी को लेकर के हो, चाहे बीपीओ बनाने में हो, चाहे वो हमारी कृषक आय को दुगना करने में हो, इन चीज हमारे लिए भूमिका बड़ी है। तो मैं उस पर लिटरेचर चाह रहा हूँ कि मैं कम से कम अगले 2-3 महीने में ये तय तो करूँ मेरा एक टॉपिक होगा या इसके आसपास, तो उसके लिए मैं ये चाह रहा था कि आप या सर जो भी हो।
I understand your problem. Please. Okay, what I would suggest you is now there are many good central universities who are giving access to the students. Okay, they give access to the students. They actually provide link for the researchers who can have access directly to the central universities. Okay, Central University of Hyderabad, JNU, Delhi University, and maybe Aligarh Muslim University, then Allahabad University. So there are many other. Even I am sure Lucknow University must be providing the link to the students. So I think that way it will be better.
मिलेगा तो खास जैसे लोग अभी यूनिवर्सिटी में यहाँ तो लिंक दिए हैं तो उसको हम ऊपर
Just go to the net and search free access to library of central universities. Okay, and then they will provide you what are the different universities which are providing free access. Okay, and if there is a very nominal fees, that also you can pay, and you will be a member of that library online, and you can get lots of literature.
तो digital library
Yeah, digital library, because many even in Kanpur you can actually access to IIT Kanpur Central Library. They also give access. Okay, so that
IT library में आप बता
जाने के लिए हाँ
yeah, you can do that.
We can go to IT Library.
No, that is not physical access is not allowed. But just find out, just go to the internet and search free access to central libraries. Okay, for research scholars. Okay, many central universities now they are providing link to the research scholars. Okay, that will, because Kanpur University, see, we do not have a very full-fledged department of social science. There are very few subjects. Only this year we are starting honors in economics, honors in psychology and sociology. Sociology was there, but honors was not there. So the number of books available in our central library in this field is not really very rich. There are not many books. There are books, but that may not be very useful to you. Okay. So for a research scholar, instead of confining yourself only in Kanpur University and its library, I will suggest to get access to the central universities. Okay, and that will be very, very useful.
Arjun,
And yes, you want to ask anything?
No, ma'am.
But
I'm
I'm
still
still
confused.
Pardon?
And there is one more topic that I want to know from you, that whether can I do research on this topic?
Which topic?
Ma'am, impact of innovation and technology on production and productivity in agriculture and urban farming.
And why do you think you cannot do on this?
Because earlier I have already said there was also one topic unemployment, but I am also looking for this. I will study about both these topics where I will figure out the material.
Which one? What was your first topic?
I'm on job so I'm going to study what job is related in Indian economy.
Okay, so why don't you just do some reading?
Yes,
Okay,
that I'm thinking.
yeah, I am available in UIT, that is Institute of Engineering and Technology. Sharad, you can share my number with these people. Okay, so I can personally talk to you, and whenever you are free, you can just give me a call and we can